In this video, we'll teach you how to play Absolute, a card game by Nonymous Games. We'll explain the setup, basic gameplay, and the different mechanics, along with helpful tips and examples. Absolute is a card game for 2 to 6 players ages 10 and up, and takes 30 to 60 minutes to play. You take turns playing sets of 3 or more cards whose sum equals 0, and your goal is to play and protect high point sets while taking away points from other players. Points are based on the largest absolute number in a set, along with bonuses for sets with extra cards, runs, matching suits, and 4 of a kind. We'll cover these more in the chapter on scoring. You can swap cards with played sets, and you can regroup your sets to earn even more points. Zero cards act like wild cards with their own set of special rules that we'll cover in the chapter on zero cards. To begin, shuffle the deck and deal 5 cards to each player. Place the remaining deck in the center of the table and reveal the top card, placing it next to the deck. This will be the discard pile. The player to the left of the dealer goes first, and the dealer should change with each round. A turn consists of 4 parts: drawing a card, swapping cards, playing cards, and discarding cards. While drawing a card is required, swapping and playing cards are optional. You can always discard a card at the end of your turn, but if you haven't played any cards and have less than 7 cards in your hand, it is not required. We'll go over the details of discarding, swapping, and regrouping in their own chapters. A round in Absolute is played clockwise, with each player taking turns until someone has played at least 3 sets and discarded their last card. This is called going out. Once a player goes out, their sets are considered locked, which means players cannot swap cards with those sets. The remaining players take one more turn. When play has returned to the first player that went out, the round is finished and the sets are scored. A regular game of Absolute is played to 3 rounds, though you can always play more. The player with the highest score after 3 rounds wins. Since the goal of the game is to have the most points after 3 rounds, let's talk about scoring. When scoring, we're only concerned with the absolute number on the card as well as the suits, so ignore the sign of the card. This also means 0 cards are always the number 0 for scoring, even when they're representing another number. The base points for a set is determined by the largest absolute number in that set. Here we say a basic set worth 9 points. Sets that have more than 3 cards gain 1 point for each extra card. This set is worth 12 points, 10 base points plus 2 cards. Your sets can contain positive and negative runs of cards. A positive or negative run is 3 or more consecutive cards, such as plus 2, 3, 4, or minus 0, 1, 2. You earn 1 extra point for each card in the run. For example, here we have a set worth 14 points, 9 base points, plus 2 extra cards, plus a 3-card run. Remember, 0 cards are the number 0 for scoring, so in a run, they can only be used as the number 0. In this set, the 0 is representing a negative 7, but is a 0 in the run. This set is worth 19 points, 10 base points, plus 4 extra cards, plus a 5-card run. You can double the value of a set by having cards with all the same suit, or having 4 or more of the same absolute number in a set. 0 cards are the number 0 for scoring, so they can't count in 4 of a kind. This set of all circle cards is worth 16 points. 7 base points plus 1 card is 8, and that doubles to 16. This set includes 4 2 cards and is worth 24 points. 9 base points plus 3 extra cards is 12, and that doubles to 24. If you have any cards left in your hand at the end of a round, they count against your score. Take the largest absolute number plus the number of other cards in your hand. For example, if I had a negative 6 and plus 3 at the end of a round, I would lose 7 points, 6 points plus 1 card. Add up the value of all your played sets minus any points left in your hand. In this example, the left set is worth 9 points. That's 8 base points plus 1 card. The middle set is worth 20 points. 10 base points, doubled because they're all stars. And the right set is worth 8 points. 7 base points plus 1 card. With no cards in their hand, this would give the player a total of 37 points for this round. Now that we know how to score, let's dive into the mechanics of the game, starting with discarding. You can always discard a card at the end of your turn. If you don't need or want to discard, you can say hold to end your turn. You only have to discard if you have more than 7 cards in your hand. You discard down to 7. Or if you've played cards to the table. This includes playing a set, adding cards to your current sets, or playing cards to regroup your sets into new sets. Swapping cards does not count as playing cards to the table, so you don't have to discard if you've only swapped cards. We'll discuss this more in the chapter on swapping cards. Zero cards are wild and able to represent any number from 0 to 10. When representing another number other than 0, red and black 0 cards must be negative numbers, while blue and white 0 cards must be positive. Only one 0 card may be used per set. For scoring, 0 cards are always the number 0, even when representing another number. For example, this set is only worth 5 points, since the largest absolute number card is 5, even though the 0 is representing a negative 9. 0 cards can only be swapped for their represented value in a set, and they can only change their represented value when regrouped to another set. We'll discuss this more in the chapters on swapping cards and regrouping. After drawing a card, you can swap up to 2 cards from your hand with up to 2 cards in any played set, yours or other players. Cards can only be swapped from one set per turn, and the swapped cards return to your hand. Remember, the set you swapped with still has to sum to 0, and you cannot swap cards from any sets that belong to a player that has gone out. Swapping cards does not count as playing a card, so you don't have to discard after swapping. Swapping cards allows you to take cards you need, reduce a player's points, or increase your own points. Here we see a set worth 13 points. That's 9 base points plus 1 extra card plus a 3-card run. By swapping out the 3 diamond with a 3 square, the set has all the same suit and doubles to 26. If this were another player's set, I would want to reduce those points. So on my turn, I could swap the plus 9 with a plus 4 star and plus 5 diamond, placing the plus 9 in my hand. This drops the set from 26 points to 10 points. 5 base points plus 2 cards plus a 3-card run. If a set has a 0 card, the other cards can be swapped as long as the represented value of the 0 card doesn't change. In this set, the 0 is representing a plus 9. I can swap the negative 3 and 4 with a negative 7 square, taking this set from 8 points to 14 points. That's 7 base points, doubled for all squares. This leaves the represented value of the 0 card unchanged. 0 cards can be swapped out if the swapped cards equal the represented value of the 0 card. In this set, the 0 is representing a plus 9. I can swap the plus 0 with a plus 9 card, taking this set from 8 points to 13 points. That's 9 base points plus 1 card plus a 3-card run. If a 0 card is representing a 0, it can be swapped for any positive and negative pair of cards. This set is only worth 2 points, and the 0 is representing a 0. I can swap that 0 for a plus 8 and negative 8, making this set worth 9 points. That's 8 base points plus 1 card. You can play cards to regroup your sets. This allows you to create new sets with your already played cards for more points. You should always remember to check your sets before going out to see if they can be regrouped. You have to play at least one card and discard a card in order to regroup your sets. Here we have a normal set worth 10 points. I play a negative 7, negative 2, plus 5, and plus 0 from my hand, which is worth 8 points, giving me a total of 18. Before discarding, though, I take the plus 9 from the first set and place it with the negative 7 and negative 2. This gives me a new set of all diamonds, and this set is worth 18 points, 9 base points doubled. I make a second set with the remaining cards, which are all circles. This new set is worth 22 points. 10 base points plus 1 card is 11, and that's doubled. After regrouping, I discard a card to end my turn. By regrouping my played sets and cards, my score went from 18 points to 40 points. An illegal set is a set that does not sum to 0. If one is found, it is discarded immediately after the current player's turn, placing the lowest absolute number card on top. If the draw deck runs out of cards, leave the top card of the discard pile and reshuffle the rest. If the discard pile is empty at the end of a player's turn, reveal the top card of the deck, placing it into the discard pile. When you first play, start by using simple sets to get used to all the different ways you can make sets, and how to build sets with the most points. This is especially true when using zero cards, since they are wild but have limits on how they can be used. Larger absolute numbers will give you more starting points in a set, so think about separating larger absolute number cards into different sets when possible. Having matching suits or four of a kind doubles a set's value, so it's good to add cards onto those sets when you can, especially cards with lower absolute numbers. As you gain experience, start considering how your sets can be affected by other players. If you have a set with all diamonds, could someone replace a card with a star? If you have all fives, could someone swap in a 2 and a 3? Experiment with playing lower value sets and holding cards that can turn them into higher value sets later in the round. Plan your own card swaps to protect your sets until you are ready to go out. But be careful, because you can't protect them all and could be stuck with a lot of cards if you try. If you're playing with a larger group, things can slow down as players scan the table every turn. To keep things moving, you can agree to a time limit per turn. 30 to 60 seconds should do. If playing with a timer, players who have drawn a card and run out of time should still discard a card if they have more than 7 cards. To learn more about our other games, visit Nonymous.games.